With all the excitement that comes with a holiday, there comes a point when you just need a break. Slowing down may even help you refocus and get more out of your activities. So in this week's show, we're all about chilling out. Our centerpiece story is a refreshing change of pace. Enter a new way to relax and float your cares away.
Usually when I float, I like to have lights off and music off. Trying to go into the moment of just letting go, relaxing.
Then chilling out might be a stretch in Southwest Florida. We'll dip into the forecast to find out whether it will be hot for the holidays. And bring your sunny disposition and check out a winter wonderland on display in Naples. The only thing missing is snow.
More of it was like a challenge from some people because they're like, oh, you can't get much bigger. I'm like, yes, I can. Just try me. You know, I don't want to be that house you just drive by and, oh, look at the lights, that looks nice. No, I want to be like, holy moly, Christmas.
We'll have those stories along with the latest in our Positively Healthy Medical series. I'm Amy Osher, and this is Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. Thanks for joining us. Wouldn't it be great if we could just wash our stress away? A growing number of people think they have a solution. It involves salt water, and it's one of the trendiest treatments around.
We lose reference time frame. We don't know we've been there for 5 minutes or 50 minutes.
On a tranquil bed of salty water, Guillermo Fernandez surrenders his stress and worries.
Usually when I float, I like to have lights off and music off. Trying to go into the moment of just letting go, relaxing. And it takes about 5 minutes for me to actually forget about the environment around me and just myself, you know.
He's one of thousands of tired and tattered Americans who are dipping into a new form of therapy called flotation. A passive activity, it drowns anxieties in about 10 inches of water.
Absolutely has therapeutic benefits.
Dr. Heather Fernandez is medical director of the Float and Flourish Center in Bonita Springs. A pain management specialist, she finds very real benefits in floating in a sensory deprivation pod.
The magnesium sulfate absorption through the skin is by far the most direct clinical effect. It's essential for cellular turnover, DNA repair. Our immune system is dependent on it. A lot of the hormone cellular reactions that happen are magnesium dependent.
It takes about 1,000 pounds of Epsom salt, which is the crystallized form of magnesium sulfate, to fill this tank and float a body. It suspends people in a weightless form, alleviating pressure on the mind and body, especially the joints.
The sensation of floating is tremendous. We've had multiple patients who, while they're in the tank, they don't have any pain.
Guillermo liked the floating experience so much he bought into it, opening this center with his wife, inviting the public to enjoy their watering hole. So how warm is the water?
Yeah, the water is 93.5 degrees. It's about the surface of the skin temperature. So allows your body to pretty much relax and your mind to forget that your body exists.
While some people prefer lights and music, in its purest form, floating involves sensory deprivation, stripping away anything extraneous.
So it's almost like replicating being in the womb, where you are just in dark, quiet, and there's no discomforts in the body. And you just exist there. You can actually begin to feel and hear your own heart beating.
At the end of a session, most people find a calmness that stays with them for hours or days, an hour-long therapy that cleanses them of their cares. Still waiting for cool weather to kick in? It's one thing to have bright sunshine and warm temperatures, but maybe a break would be nice. So here's the lowdown from the National Weather Service. We can expect a warmer and drier than usual winter this year, and you can thank La Nina for that. The climate pattern is one of the main drivers of weather around the world in late fall, winter, and early spring. Experts with NOAA believe La Nina is setting up to bring cold temperatures and snow to the north and unusually warm and dry conditions to the mid-Atlantic and southern U.S. The active hurricane season was just one indication of the La Nina setup, and moving from November to December, we saw temperatures in the mid-80s, averaging about 5 degrees above normal in southwest Florida. So despite what the calendar reads, you may be beaching it over the holidays. What better way to get into the holiday spirit than bright, colorful lights? A Naples man is known for his over-the-top display, years in the making. It provides a gift of cheer. Daily News photojournalist Liam Doyle shot this video.
It's our 5th year doing it here. We've done it for about 7 or 8 years total. It kind of started because my wife told me one year you could do colored lights because she always did white lights. And then I went crazy and started buying colored lights and then adding and adding. I'm like, I'm gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. Christmas lights was always like a therapy for me. Putting lights up and decorating the house for my mom and my sisters and stuff, it helped and it made me happy. And so it's like, I want to do that for somebody else. And we started growing, and we had a lot of encouragement from friends and family, and every year we'd buy stuff on sale and keep adding and adding. And I think more of it was like a challenge from some people because they're like, oh, you can't get much bigger. I'm like, yes, I can. Just try me. You know, I don't want to be that house you just drive by and, oh, look at the lights, that looks nice. No, I want them to be like, holy moly, Christmas, you know, and slam on their brakes and get out and just the reactions. I mean, we've got little things like throughout the yard where you just walk by and you're like, okay, reindeer, Santa Claus. Is that the lamp from Christmas Story? Yeah, Star Wars. I mean, that's my real nerdy side, and actually that would probably be my favorite section just because I went into it with like, I don't care if anybody else doesn't like it, I like it. Sentimental wise, I mean I love my nativity scene. I got a really good deal when I found that. And yeah, like my buddy, he saw the snowman and he's like, is that snowman missing its head? He's like, wait, the penguin took his head off? And then I set up the other penguin. He's like, oh dude, they're playing Keep Away. I'm like, yeah. So we got a little bit of Sesame Street. There's a couple characters from there. We've got the Frozen Castle with Elsa. A lot of Disney and Pixar stuff mixed around. And then, yeah, I can't even keep track of it all. There's so much of it. Or last year we had added 26,000 lights from the year before that. I'll just keep adding until the power stops working. With this year, it was a little different because of the storm. We didn't know if we were going to be able to do it or not. You know, the property was pretty wrecked, and my wife wouldn't let me say no. She's like, no, too many people look forward to it, and they're going to expect it, and we need it more than anything this year. There's going to be people out there that won't have the same Christmas. So if we can give them something to make it a little better, then we'll do it. I mean, we do it for everybody. We do it, it's our gift to the community, but we wanted it to be where, you know, I mean, just you can come here, be happy, you know, enjoy the sights, the sounds and everything, and there's a little bit of everything for everybody, and everybody has a good time. So it's just, you cherish those moments and you enjoy them, and you know, it just, you know, you're making a difference, and I feel pretty happy when I'm out here. So.
Coming up, moments that make you smile, a gallery exhibit celebrating life in pictures. That's up after the break.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
Deck your home with serious style at Bear's Holiday Home Sale. For an island-style holiday, enjoy half-off savings on this exclusive Tommy Bahama Beach House collection. If your wish list includes a luxurious leather sofa, don't miss this all-genuine leather from just $8.97. And you'll always find that extra something special from Bear's exquisite handcrafted furniture from around the world. Bear's has the biggest selection in stock, ready for immediate delivery. Bear's Holiday Home Sale.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom-designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida, and now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now, 2 locations to serve you.
Finding blood in your urine is reason enough to stress you out. While in many instances it's perfectly harmless, doctors say you should leave it to them to determine. Here's the latest in this week's Positively Healthy. Seeing blood in your urine is most certainly an eye-opening occurrence, but it's not always enough to move people to action.
It's interesting. There's patients who, the moment they see blood, they're scheduling a visit and they're in the office and they are alarmed. And there's patients who actually dismiss it and they say, well, I saw it once 6 months ago and then it came back, so that's why I finally came in.
Dr. Alexander Rosen is a board-certified urologist with Physicians Regional Medical Group. He often sees this broad spectrum of reactions when it comes to hematuria, which is a medical term for blood in the urine. It can take 2 forms.
It can be microscopic, meaning you can't see it to the naked eye, but we see it on testing, or it can be gross hematuria, which just means you see red or pink urine.
You're less likely to learn the cause with microscopic hematuria. It's perfectly natural for some people and doesn't pose a problem. Once blood is visual, doctors have good success in determining its origin.
Whether it's a little blood vessel in the bladder or in a man in the prostate that's bleeding, kidney stones, urinary tract infections, and then the big one that we're always ruling out is cancer.
Blood in the urine is a red flag for urinary cancers, especially kidney and bladder. Even without other symptoms, it may lead doctors to make a potentially life-saving diagnosis.
The reason we always do an evaluation for either type of hematuria is that we have to rule out cancer. And you certainly find them with very minimal presentation. We take a look in the bladder as part of the workup with a small camera and you can find a bladder tumor.
While hematuria may be harmless, the takeaway is it shouldn't be ignored.
Never consider any kind of blood in the urine to be normal until you've talked with a urologist to tell you about it.
Tragedies and crises are often the mainstay of a news photographer, which is why the unexpected, uplifting moments are worth celebrating. News press photographer Kinfei Marodi opened a gallery exhibit this week in downtown Fort Myers, featuring some of his favorite photos. It's a celebration of life. His subjects are everyday people from Southwest Florida, now preserved as art after being snapped in very real moments. You can check it out for yourself. The display is at the Renee Millville Gallery inside the Franklin Shops on 1st Street in Fort Myers. Our news staff is constantly seeking out fresh and interesting stories. Here's a taste of what they're running down on the beat.
Thanks, Amy. So this week we're going to take a look at the ramifications of a recent decision by the Trump administration to end temporary protected status for Haitian immigrants here in Florida especially. The status was given after the earthquakes in 2010, and it helped thousands of Haitians come live in Florida, where they've been for the better part of a decade now, some even longer. The problem now is that's going to be taken away in 2019, which pretty much gives 1,000 families here a year and a half to figure out what they're going to do. Without the status, they would have to either move to Haiti or another country. They'd have to leave Florida, sell their homes, quit their jobs. It gets really complicated when they've had children here. Many of them, you know, talking about more than 10 years, many of them have had kids since coming here who are U.S. citizens, and so now they're faced with that decision, what to do with the kids. Do they leave them here? Do they take them with them to Haiti, which by all accounts does not seem ready to handle an influx of tens of thousands of people? So find out more about that at naplesnews.com.
I'm Shelby Reynolds. I'm a features reporter at the Naples Daily News, and this week I worked on a story about a Naples woman who started a company in her own kitchen. Now it's called Betsy's Best. Betsy has been making peanut butter and cashew butter and other seed and nut butters inside of her kitchen, and now it's nationwide. You can find it in stores across the country. And she actually shares a healthy nut recipe with us. It's actually a gingerbread smoothie. So you can find the story about her company and that recipe in Tuesday's paper or online at naplesnews.com.
Hi, my name's Brittany Carloni and I'm a reporter with the Banner and the Naples Daily News. This week I worked on a story about John Davis, a certified public accountant in Bonita Springs. In 2006, Davis started a foundation which he calls the Love Thy Neighbor Foundation. He involved his family in the organization to help give back to children and families. After seeing the destruction of Hurricane Irma in September, Davis now wants to use his foundation to help children and families that were impacted by the hurricane. You can read more about the story in yesterday's Banner or online at naplesnews.com.
Hi, I'm Ashley Collins. I'm a reporter with the Collier Citizen. This past week I got a chance to visit St. Elizabeth Seton School right here in Naples, where they started a rock sharing program right after Hurricane Irma pummeled through Southwest Florida. And it's really about sharing joy and having someone find a rock with a positive message on it. So these kids, a couple of weeks after Irma, they finally got back in their classroom, and the art teacher had them pick out a rock or even a brick or a piece of concrete, and they basically brought it back to the classroom and they painted with acrylic paint and wrote positive messages about "We love you, Naples," and "Thank you to the first responders," cool stuff like that. And then they hid it in parks and different areas around their neighborhood in hopes of someone finding it and sharing the rock and sharing that positive message. So for more on this story, visit naplesnews.com.
I'm Harriet Heithouse, arts and entertainment writer for the Naples Daily News. When the Christmas season comes around, I get excited about going shopping because I go someplace different for my gifts, to all the nonprofit museum and arts galleries in Southwest Florida. I've found things like soaps that look like quartz rocks, cufflinks made out of watch workings, all kinds of really unique things, and they're mostly made here in the area. Read about it today in the Naples Daily News and on naplesnews.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Eric Statz. I'm the environment reporter for the Naples Daily News. I wanted to tell you about a story I worked on about a retired botanist named George Wilder. He is doing a plant inventory at Corkscrew Swamp Sanctuary. So far he's discovered more than 160 new species that Corkscrew did not know existed at the sanctuary. He also runs the Naples Botanical Gardens herbarium, where he has 40,000 different plant species collected and curated, and he's a very interesting story. I hope you'll catch it in today's Naples Daily News or online at naplesnews.com.
Still ahead, peace and quiet, peace of mind. They often go hand in hand in the great outdoors, so it's no wonder many consider it therapeutic. That's coming up on Behind the Headlines.
Deck your home with serious style at Bear's Holiday Home Sale. For an island-style holiday, enjoy half-off savings on this exclusive Tommy Bahama Beach House collection. If your wish list includes a luxurious leather sofa, don't miss this all-genuine leather from just $8.97. And you'll always find that extra something special from Bear's exquisite handcrafted furniture from around the world. Bear's has the biggest selection in stock, ready for immediate delivery. Bear's Holiday Home Sale.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA Triple Check Insurance Review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA Triple Check today.
Are you entertaining this time of year? If so, you'll want your home to look its best. With the latest tips from our Bears design team, here's Sue Huff and this week's Inspired Living.
Alan, so many things in life inspire us. It might be bling, it might be water kind of signs or symbols, or it might be clean, simple lines. Tell us about this collection that has all of those.
Well, this is Caracol, and it's a grouping that has this transitional feel. If you want to call it upscale coastal, it gives us an elegant influence. There's some beautiful elements with touches of silver leaf, a lighter glazed wood to show off this beautiful, beautiful figures of the wood.
And look at these pulls.
Yes, a little bit of mother pearl and the chrome. Even in the bedding ensemble from Savannah, we've got a little bit of the coastal wave. They've done up in a little bit of a Sherkovsky crystal.
Oh my.
But the elements can still be brought where you can use for the floor. The idea we're showing here that there is a hair on hide rugs that come these beautiful patterns. The idea of machine-made rugs that can be a little bit contemporary look. Touches of color that are kind of a modified shag that can bring in a little bit of that contemporary water motif. And even in a classic traditional oriental, but in a much softer color palette.
Which is beautiful.
It's a wonderful look because, again, we have a lot of coastline. We have some beautiful homes and condos at the beach that they don't necessarily, that's that upscale coastal feel. We want to be able to do it where it can be used seasonally or it can be a full-time home.
And this can be, you can use this with anything. The ivory here, you have it with the bling, but you could, if it's somebody that doesn't necessarily like the bling can come away, other cushions can go on. So you can do a lot of things with this look.
Very easily, and that's the beauty of it. A lot of what we show at Bears are collections that as you go through the groupings, we have different lifestyles, different senses of formality or style to work at.
And it's like with 50,000 square feet here at Bears, anybody can get inspired. I know that I am every time I walk in. So thank you, Alan. It's been a great time with you, and I love this collection.
Thank you.
Finally, if the hustle and bustle is starting to get you down, maybe you'd benefit from an escape to the country. It's a new thing called Ecotherapy, and it's described as an antidote to stress and anxiety. It could be as simple as an outdoor excursion, which are easy to find around here. Reporter Shelby Reynolds reviewed several open-air workouts, from exercise classes at Porsche State Historical Site to barnyard yoga. If exploring is more your thing, we've covered several paddling opportunities nearby. All told, a dose of nature goes a long, long way. And that will bring us to a close for this week's show. You can always catch up on past shows by logging on to naplesnews.com. On the left-hand side under Quick Links, select Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. See you back here next week. How would you describe the feeling, the sensation, though, of floating? Because, obviously the salt water is making you buoyant, but what is it like to be in that situation?
Floating, I would say that floating for me, it would be equivalent to or similar to free fall, like feeling no pressure, feeling no resistance. Since I never done anything else but floating, feeling this way, I would say that it takes me to a place of to a place where I don't know if that my body exists. I cannot feel my body, and therefore I get very quickly connected with my mind.
And this really isn't very deep. About how deep of a body of water is this?
It is about 10 inches, and that's good enough for to have anybody floating. Usually this water is about 1.5 times heavier than our body weight.